So here's what we're going to do. We are going to try to disconnect the wiring that goes up both sides all the way back to about here. So we're going to try to pull all that out with us all the way up here. And same as this side. Let's see if I can just get this one out. So basically just like that. And we're going to get this battery to the front. Now there's a group of grounds right there. Your battery's grounded right there, and your positive goes all the way to the front. Now this car does have the battery in the trunk already. And I like this because you basically don't have to reroute anything through the front. All you have to do is basically route this up, and when you're done, you guys got yourself a good positive cable for the next car. So I'm going to disconnect a couple of these plugins here, like this one here. This is for the hatch. And then I'm going to disconnect this one here that goes to the lights. And let's see if she starts. So it still runs. So now let's disconnect all the tail lights here. This one here, the same. There, that's how you disconnect that one. Just give it a good pull. Just going to disconnect this ground. That's that. Whole side's now push up to the front except for this one wire, which is probably for trailer brakes. Sorry, trailer wiring. Excuse me. Disconnect this ground and see if she starts up again. Now these are easy to reconnect up at the front. You just got to remember that you disconnected them. Okay, so feed this down. Just going to undo this. Just like that. Do this back up. Getting a little sweaty doing this. Let's go see if it starts again. So it started up and died there. So that tells me one of these grounds is for the factory fuel pump. I'm going to say it's that one. So what we're going to do, we're going to rehook this ground back up, farther up in the inside. But before I do that, I guess I got to move this battery, don't I? To move the battery, I'm just going to undo the original negative and then pull it up. Just like that. once you move your battery up, I just put it right here. It's only temporary. I know it's not a great location because of the fact that when somebody hits you, it's going to smash your whole passenger door into the battery. But this is just temporary. We're going to ground the battery through this bolt hole to the actual seat bar, so we do have to drill that out. So that's one thing we have to do. And the next thing we have to do is, now that we have the positive all fished around, is to plug it back on, just like so. And then plug everything back in that you took out, which so far is only that one ground cable that I think controls the fuel pump. The main positive up here. And then there's also a weird connection that goes to the negative, so that as well. So, again, super easy. That's just, this one here goes to the negative, this one here goes to the positive. So positive just plugs right in. Right here, positive just plugs right in. And then the negative just plugs in as well, just around the ratchety thing. I don't know what you call that. It's just a sensor that goes around the negative for some strange reason. And then we're going to drill out our negative so that we can actually attach it. And then we'll try restarting this car. So what we've done now is we've hooked the battery back up. We ended up not putting the negative through this just because of how long it was. I wanted the battery up farther, so we grounded the negative right to where the seat mounts in the front. Electrical is just kind of tossed everywhere. But let's see if she runs. So power, that's a good sign. She runs. So that's all the electrical moved. I'm just going to come through with some zip ties now. And I'm going to basically... Oh, look at that, the door is locked. Pretty up all this electrical, that way it doesn't confuse me so much. So now we've moved underneath the hood, and there's not too much we can do yet because I haven't really dove in too far into this, but the first thing we can do is suck all the headlight bezels and all that back inside there. So what we have here is headlights, blinker, and some sensor that looks a lot like a temperature sensor, an airbag sensor, I'm not too sure. So I pulled those up. Same as this side, let's pull the whole fenders up and just feed them through. Now this side you got a whole bunch of brake lines there, so I'm just going to be a little bit more gentler. Now there is an airbag sensor here. I'm a little nervous to unplug it. But you know what? Why live life scared? Airbag sensor is unplugged. So that's good. That right there is just a, what do you call that? Plug-in for the winter when you want to start your car in the winter. Don't really care about that. So we're just going to cut that off there. Throw that away. I know we don't need that. So this here, looks like it all goes right up there to the passenger side. Sorry, the driver's side. Now I do have a negative right here to the motor. Looks like it's going to give us some problems, so let's see if I can remove that quickly. I'm just going to hook that right back up, just get my wiring around it. So, well, that sucks. Here's for the windshield washer pump. All this looks like it can be fed right up to that top corner there. So we have all the electrical moved underneath the hood and zip tied up here. We have the negative fixed. It gave me a hard time. I ended up just cutting it, grounding it right to here. We'll move it later on when the time comes. Maybe, I don't know where we'll put it, but we're probably going to move it. But let's see if we can start this thing up now. So the first thing we've done was we basically stripped off everything that's plastic on the outside of the front of this car. And then we came in and we removed and moved as much electrical as possible. So basically everything over here is gone. We took this out of the actual head dressing of the motor, so it's now back on there. We might take this and tweak it this way just so there's not so much stress on that wire. We have not touched the computer yet, but in our plans we might move that. It's kind of secure where it is, but we'll see how secure it actually is. We removed the bumper because it's just tin, it's garbage. Remove the air conditioning. It was full when I removed it, as you guys can tell by the green. And then we turned our attentions to the interior of this car, where we removed all the door panels, all the plastic that was located in the back of it, and then we moved all the electrical. This right here is electrical to the hatch that we did not use. That's electrical to the interior light that we did not use. Everything has been moved up all the way up to here. This is still located all the way back here because we're running stock pump still as of right now. That's the extra of the positive cable that is factory. But all the electrical's been moved up, zip tied up, even over there behind that seat's been zip tied up. But that's pretty much all the electrical done in this. Yes, we will revisit the electrical, but as of right now, that's good enough for me. Thanks for watching Zach's Workshop. Be sure to leave a comment and even a like if you want below. And see you guys back here tomorrow.